Oh, we're live. If it's caught up, I'm Justin. That guy there, he's Matty Dubs. Can't get my finger.
Or
Would
Matt.
freak you out if my finger just came across your screen? How the hell is he doing this? This will be probably a shorter podcast. I'm not gonna lie because
This was
this was the sixth and
I'm
final
filming it.
episode of Tales of the Walking Dead, and it was called LaDonna.
Fun fact, that's actually my mother's name.
LaDonna?
LaDonna.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
Yes, Ashley didn't believe me either when I told her.
So why does your mother have like any
No, I think it's hers is Italian.
Oh, okay. Well,
it just means the woman.
Well, we're the Podcasting Dead, and we're here to talk about this finale of Tales of the Walking Dead. And I'm not gonna lie, I really just couldn't get into this one.
Same.
My phone was sitting there so tempting the whole time. Like my brain's like, you can find more
entertain you, Justin,
on your phone than you can in this episode. I mean, like it's cool if it wasn't The Walking Dead, and it's not even you and I actually were like two of the only people that liked the time loop episode. Like we thought that one was cool because
that was interesting. Yeah.
This one is just, and it's like the show can't seem to commit to like if they want something to be, like with the time loop, they had to keep dropping hints about shared delusion, like, to where you could be like, oh, it wasn't really happening. It was all in their head. And it seems like that's what they were trying to do with this one. It's like they wanted to go to a ghost story, but then they were like scared to commit to it. So it's like, oh, we just want to keep reminding you this could all be in their heads.
I thought the ending was kind of interesting, but otherwise, yeah, it was just an uninteresting episode. Like was it all the people they killed at the end?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It just, I don't know, man. I tried, I wanted to like it. Like I said, if it wasn't The Walking Dead, it would have been a pretty dope little show. But I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to like it. I mean, as someone who podcasts about The Walking Dead, I like to generally try to like the stuff they put out. But this one, I just, as a Walking Dead sister show, I just wasn't feeling this one.
That like in the beginning, like can we stay with you? It's like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm gonna pass
I got
on
all these houses.
Well, it's like, to be honest,
rooms.
she was being very reasonable, right? Like at first she told him no, but then she was like, yeah, you can come in.
I give you some food. I get some blankets. Like I won't send you packing with nothing in hand.
That guy was acting like he deserved a full bed and breakfast treatment. And I guess she had a heart attack.
I want to speak to your Well, I don't know. Like looks like when she started and just like swallowed funny, was choking, and then for some reason passed like after like 5 seconds of choking.
I had thought maybe when like he pounded the table, it freaked her out and she got choked, but I don't know. Maybe it was, I don't know.
Usually with heart attacks, like you're not grabbing your throat, like it's like more like pain, like in your chest going down your arm.
Yeah, they say it starts in your left
arm. Right? Yeah, because that's the heart's mostly left sided.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm right-handed. I
don't need that. I don't need that left hand. I'm screwed. I'm a lefty. I'm screwed.
Well, we've got the main Walking Dead show coming back in 2 weeks, so at least we'll be podcasting about that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed in Tales of the Walking Dead.
There were some okay moments. Some of the episodes were fun. They were different, but this last one was just kind of a stinker.
Yeah, well, it's like half and half. So I like the Terry Crews episode. I like the time loop episode. I liked
that scientist.
Yeah, the Homo erectus.
Homo mortis.
Mortis. Homo erectus. That's a How I Met Your Mother reference. Homo mortis. I dig that, but the other ones were just kind of like, eh. And I still think probably my favorite episode is probably the science guy.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Let's see. Jonas Belili says, I enjoyed the episode, but I agree that zombie ghost doesn't mix well. No.
I think it's just the writers trying to have some fun, trying to do some little creative stories.
Yeah, and I mean, I can respect that completely, but I don't know. Just some of them for me didn't land. I don't know. Like like Dave in last week's episode, like that one. I just couldn't get in.
Devon,
Yeah, or yeah, I don't know why.
just be like A-Train, run super fast, and just be done with them.
Like, be gone, zombies. Be left behind in the wake of my super speed. Michael Myers says, in your opinion, which character do you find overrated? For me, it's Daryl. Matt, which character do you find overrated in the Walking Dead universe? I guess it could be from any show.
It's a good question.
For me, it would be Daryl or Carol, to be honest.
Carol, yeah, probably Carol. I've never really.
And
she's had some good badass moments, but otherwise, yeah.
Well, like I do like both characters. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying either one of them are bad. I just, for me, I think Daryl was too much of a good thing, if that makes any sense. Like the way they played him in the first few seasons, he was like awesome. But then it's like they were like, oh, people love him, and then they gave us
keep us going, yeah.
Way too much of him, and then made him super invincible. I don't know. So for me, it would be, let's see. Since you like the Science Guy episode, would he have worked well with Milton? I think we referenced that.
I believe we did.
Last episode. Actually, it's funny you ask because, we joked that this guy was like an actual scientist and Milton was just a nerd trying to play scientist. So, I mean, I think Milton would have loved to. I think that they would have got along in the sense that Milton would have been like, yes, a real scientist wants my help. Please, yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
I was really sad that girl became a zombie at the end of that episode, too. I liked her. She had she had a fun personality. But yeah.
What tonight's episode, they're like how he's saying like he was demanding, like, I want to speak to your manager.
This is bullshit.
I know my rights as a customer.
It's like you're in my house. When the little like cross people started crawling off the walls, I was like, oh my God, what the F is going on here?
Like this is one of my thoughts too. I tell Ash this, and it's like time like there's like movies like with like a single ghost or a zombie. It's like, okay, like what are you gonna do? You're just gonna stand there and intimidate me? Like, fuck off, man. Like
like you just round the corner and the ghost is there, and it's like, are you just gonna stand there? I mean, like what are we doing here?
I mean, I don't mind the company. In fact, I like it.
Let's see. Jonas says, do y'all think the walkers are conscious? No, I don't. I think
but they are conscientious. They're very thoughtful of others.
Very courteous. Well, that lead Homo Mortis had killed a zombie and left it for the herd, or
so they are at least conscientious. We know that much.
It could have just been that the zombie ate it, saw something else, because we know once whatever they're chasing dies and they take a few bites, if something else is moving, they just go after that. So I mean, it could have saw like a bird, but no, I don't like to think they're conscious. I like to think that they are just. I think that's what makes them scary. Is they're just a mindless being.
They have one drive, and it's to kill anything living.
My little story that I wrote, and of course that'll never be published. Way back in the day, it was like you were being controlled, like it was a parasite, but like you didn't find out until later, which made killing someone you knew that turned way harder. But like you were still watching, you just were not in control. So like if you were a zombie,
that'd be freaky.
You had absolutely no control, but you were still fully aware of everything that you were doing.
You're
like a prisoner in your own body. And I always thought, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person to come up with that, but in my little story, I thought it made it a little bit more of a little more challenging, because then you got people that like their dad turns, and it's like, I mean, your dad's in there, and now you're going to kill him. So are they alive? I mean, according to the way they describe it in The Walking Dead, they are not. It's just that one part of the brain that lights up and makes the corpse get up and do these things.
But that makes you ask, are any of us alive or living?
It's like Jesse and I talked about in retro reviews. John Bernthal wanted Shane to yell Rick when he was a zombie and tried to eat Rick, but the writers of the show were like, no, because the zombies don't hold on to any part of their former selves or any memories. They're just that's the kind of what we're thinking makes them freakier, is that they are just like a walk. Because it's one thing like in Resident Evil,
animated corpses.
Yeah, like and that's part of the freaky thing is like in other ones where it's like a person who's infected. Like it's freaky to think of like dead bodies up and walking around. Like I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. So they ended up getting. So how do you think? So did they both die? And
I
if
guess.
this wasn't a haunting, then like what? Let me hold on. Let me get my bleeper here. Then like what the actual was going on?
It's the internet, Justin. You can say the fuck word.
Oh well, I prefer to be a gentleman and keep my bleeped out. But I Jonas, you're very. But wasn't there a POV of Shane as a walker? It wasn't a POV. They were just showing flashes of like other zombies eating things. You know, I guess you could say maybe they were saying that was going on in Shane's brain.
From his perspective, yeah.
I just took it as, like that's what he was turning into. It was like the transformation of him, of him dying and coming back. But Jonas, you're pretty.
They should. That would have been a cool Tales episode, like a day in the life of a zombie. They just follow one zombie.
That would be really freaking cool. Really cool. Like show the person die, show them come back, and then just follow them.
Wakes up, I'm late for the horde.
That would make that actually would be really cool because then that would allow for some really cool cameos. Like it could be with a horde that attacks like someone in the main show and just it happens to not get killed. Maybe they turn around and kill a few and then
Now but like do it like an episode like of Planet Earth, like where David Attenborough is narrating what like the zombie migration.
I was gonna say do it like a Planet Earth where Snoop Dogg's narrating it. What's that zombie doing, cuz? Dude, when Snoop Dogg narrates any of the like Animal Planet or whatever they are, like I love those so much. They're freaking hilarious. Which dead character do you miss? For me, it's Merle. I miss a lot of
a good one. Yeah, there's been a lot of deaths.
I miss Merle. I miss Herschel a whole bunch.
I wish we could have squeezed some more out of Herschel.
I do too. I really like
Glenn.
I really would like really Abraham. I think I've said it back with JP and I when we were talking about like when we did the Walking Dead what ifs, like if I had one alternate universe, I'd have liked to have seen a universe where Abraham lived in a Negan ruled world. It would have been hilarious. But alas, Negan could look at Abraham and tell this guy doesn't take shit from anybody. So
how do you think Abraham would do like if he joined the Saviors?
Pretty damn good. I just don't think he
we get in line with their philosophy.
No. I mean, he's got a military background, so I certainly think he could lead. I just think that, one thing Jonas says, one thing I like knowing after this episode is that we won't see these two again. Yeah, they were like one of the worst couples in the apocalypse. And then we didn't even get to see the bath time. She's like, there's a bath big enough for both of us. And he's like, hee, and goes running in there after. And it's like, yay, Walking Dead sexy time. Oh, wait, it's the next morning. And then I love how they try to do like in these shows where they don't go crazy with nudity and stuff. It's like they're having sex, but she's got like a sheet over her while he's doing her.
She's got a full.
It's like
got a full on blouse.
It was a very toxic relationship. Not fun to see. No. Which one of the two did you like better, Jonas? Is there one person in the couple that you think? Because I'm not going to lie, he was kind of a douchebag, especially when this woman opens her home to you and then you're like fussing at her for not doing more to you. Like she could have shot you as soon as you came in. To which
I would have gotten aggressive, like, hey, like I understand like you don't want us, I get it, but like really you get all this like space, like you really couldn't accommodate us, like.
Well, it'd be one thing.
The circumstances.
It'd be one thing to be like, look, I know you don't know us and you don't trust us, but like, give us a chance. Like, let us show you that we're not, we have no ill intention. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he got all caring about and wanted to speak to her manager.
I want to speak to the manager of your house, ma'am.
All right, but she's a demon ghost, so.
And then like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't hate. I didn't like the episode, but I didn't hate it. If that
It was
makes
boring.
Let's see. Jonas says, I like the guy more. He was more realistic in certain situations. The girl was very emotional. We've seen that before one too many times. So Jonas,
That's my wife. I try to be more grounded too with Ashley. She's like this.
I think between you and Ashley, we both know Ashley's the grounded one. She's the one that reels you in time after time.
But I know she lets emotions get the best of her.
Oh, well, yeah, I could see that. She's definitely got more anxiety, in this.
Like if she's like I said, if she saw a ghost, like she'd probably like piss her pants and have a heart attack. I'm like okay, like there's a ghost. Like what's he gonna do? Like we gonna fight him or what? Like how does this work? I don't know what to do.
You want to fight ghosts or what? Why do you keep popping up?
Yeah, why do you keep standing there? Like
step up, step up. Can't believe he killed the bird. I know. Jonas, what I want to know from you is, was this really happening or was this in their heads? Because, of course, they hinted towards it being in their heads, but I want to know. I got to know, like, was this in their head or was this, was this like a real haunting? I mean, because, the Walking Dead's toyed with the supernatural in a way, like, when Rick was bleeding out and he talked to Shane, he talked to Herschel, while yes, you could just be logical and say, oh, those were just, fever dreams in a sense from someone losing too much blood, which, that people that lose a lot of blood do go in and out of consciousness. So I totally get that. But like some of the stuff was just like Herschel. I mean, like it was clearly like supposed to show that Herschel was like in heaven, like this beautiful farm and, yada, yada, yada.
Join me, Rick.
Then even when he touched Rick,
ghost Herschel.
Like if you pay attention, someone pointed this out and it's really cool because, and I know it's supposed to be ambiguous, but like if you pay attention to the scene with Herschel and Rick, where Rick's talking to dead Herschel and Herschel puts his hand on his chest and says, you need to wake up, and kind of pushes it. If you look, and it still could be part of the dream, but like when Rick wakes up, it's like his shoulder, it does get pushed back. Like there's some transference there between dream. So, they've toyed with the idea of the supernatural in the sense of people that have died coming, So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of reality for the Walking Dead universe to also be inhabited by ghosts, but I don't know. I'm surprised no one took over that old lady's home before now. I mean, right? She didn't even come out with a gun, which we don't know when these take place, right? Like they didn't say this has been however many years.
I've seen no specific time references.
So this could have been maybe more towards the beginning of the apocalypse, and just no one had found her yet. Maybe she was a drug stealing their true nature.
Maybe, yeah.
She was there haunting, but they also killed each other. So, excuse me. Thank God for that mute button. So you think, Jonas, that there was, so like this was like actual real supernatural activity in the Walking Dead universe, but they were also, she was making them kind of lose their minds. And I'm like, Jonas, he killed that poor bird.
Why do people want to own birds too? Like I can understand chickens, they're flightless birds, but like why would you take a bird and just put it in a cage just to have it?
They're flightless birds that you can eat versus
chickens I get, but like a parrot or like something like actually take to the sky.
Well, I remember our buddy Brad, his parents, it wasn't his, but his parents had a bird for a long time. And like, it was something to do with like, they had to put a sheet over it or something because at night, like it would call for you because it considered you its family. So like it was making calls to try and get your attention throughout the night because it was lonely and scared. And I'm like, that's the saddest shit I have ever heard. That poor bird is in that cage alone and all it wants is for you to be around it. I'm kind of with you. Like, I get it if you were rich enough to have like an atrium and you can have all these pretty birds.
Then, yeah, that'd be cool.
Their own thing. But then they've been not saying, and Brad's parents didn't have like a little cage or nothing. They had a big cage. But I'm saying like these people that buy these little birds and then put them in these little bitty cages. Like, what the F, man? That's just a crappy way to spend life. Maybe they found shrooms, ate it, and hallucinated the whole thing. I thought that was going to have something to do with it. Like maybe she put something in their food to see who they really were before deciding to let them stay. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe she didn't really die. Maybe she just like drugged them or they were hallucinating.
They needed the gal from the first episode with the pot brownies with
and then it's like she watches them kill each other and she's like, yeah, no, they're definitely not staying here.
Yeah, you guys got to go.
to the dead
Let
dungeon.
me speak to your manager.
But yeah,
All right, buddy. This is not a Wendy's. You got to get out of here.
look, man, I don't have a manager. This is just my house. I mean, and I don't understand. Maybe she just didn't have them, but I don't think I would approach anyone who had gotten into my house without like a firearm or
Yeah, something that you could
or something.
deter them like instantly.
I mean, like, even if you don't have bullets, just having the gun to be like, get the F out my house. Most people are going to be like, okay, all right, ain't trying to get shot. Especially in the apocalypse when you can't just go to the doctor. Be like, what is it? A Million Ways to Die in the West, where he's like, you can die from major injury, small injury.
They use blue jays to peck at your wounds.
You need a good donkey kicking. What's that? You got a fever? You need an ear nail. A nail in my effing ear. What did y'all like about the episode? That it ended. No, that's a little too harsh. I love like horror movies. Like I seriously, just about every horror movie between Hulu, Netflix, and Prime I've watched. I love horror movies. All have for most of my life. So I did like the horror aspect, and I thought it was filmed pretty well. Some of the effects were pretty good, but also too, it really takes you out of it where every time something happens, it goes to a commercial break. It's like, here's that woman. Hi, come on down to Arby's. We've got the meats. And you're like, hey, come on. But I like the horror aspect of it. I don't think it went as well as it could have. Matt, what did you like about the episode?
I just always like pointing out things that seem silly. So like I always enjoy like being able to make fun of shows like where they have silly like what kind of like why would you do that?
Michael,
But like what I actually liked about the episode. Like what were those like when they were? Have y'all seen She-Hulk?
No,
I've only seen.
yet. God, I hate this screen. I'm just playing around with the different screens. I hate this screen. I didn't mind it, right? When we first started podcasting on StreamYard, this is how we used to do it. And then my buddy Seth, who also uses StreamYard, was like, dude, click this setting here, talking about the farther back. And he was like, because this just puts you way too, and he was right. After that, every time now I see it, it's like, this is not very flattering. But yeah, so let's zoom out.
He-Hulk.
Remember when I used to do this to you to make you uncomfortable?
Put me front and center. Hello.
You've gotten more comfortable with it now, but like back when you first started podcasting with me, whenever I would do that, you would just freeze and be like,
I was still new to this.
I need to get back to doing that, though. It really is better where if you've got something to say, to switch over to, solo layout while you're saying it. Or like, let's see, there's mine. That's how I do solo layout. Bye, Matt. It's like the episode. I can still hear him.
And we never saw him again.
His laughter haunts me. Jonas says, since we're done with Tales Season 1, is there a person or persons that can join the Barn of Pleasure? Well, definitely.
Terry Crews always.
Terry Crews. Have you seen that guy, man? Whew. I think JP would just be in love with him. I thought the girl in tonight's episode, she was pretty damn hot. So, she's welcome to join the Barn of Pleasures. The one-armed lady from the scientist episode, she could definitely join. I'm sure there are attachments that she and Merle could attach to their little arm things so yeah. And back to Michael Myers. No, I've not seen She-Hulk yet. I'm gonna watch it. I've heard terrible things about it, but I try not to let that.
We've only seen He-Hulk.
Right. Like I have already heard really bad things about it, but I'm still gonna watch it. And there have been times like everybody.
Have they canceled it yet?
No, I don't. I don't know. To be honest with you, if they did, maybe. But I know it's been several shows that everybody hated that I watched and was like, I thought it was pretty good. So I'm gonna watch it. But the main reason I want to watch it is because Daredevil is supposed to be coming back. So that's my main reason for watching She-Hulk, is to see Daredevil. And they've like from what I've heard, like really nerfed the Hulk. Because it's like with one thing that the MCU just never really did is like the Hulk's supposed to get stronger the madder he gets. So like, so it's what I've been told, they've really nerfed the Hulk here too. But I'm
Yeah,
going.
he kind of lost. He kind of lost a lot of his powers after he took some anger management courses.
They work too well.
My anger is so regulated now.
Well, after he became like Professor Hulk, he just kind of, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk as it is. So, let's see. Are you excited for Black Adam? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I still watch the superhero stuff, but like after Endgame and Infinity War, I just haven't. Well, I don't know. I still love the Spider-Man movies. I just hadn't been as into the hero thing as I used to be.
The Doctor Strange movie was fun. The new one.
Oh, the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like Spider-Man Far From Home.
We need to. I've been trying to get Stone's access to stars to watch. No Way From Home. I know Ashley would really like that one. That was a fun one.
Oh, I'll send that to you. Not gonna give it on here, obviously.
No, yeah,
but I'll send it to you.
yeah. Everybody don't listen for 5 seconds.
But no, I like the Multiverse of Madness. I thought the Eternals was not. See, that's another thing. Everybody was like, "Don't watch the Eternals. It's awful. It's so bad." I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it certainly wasn't on the same level as other Marvel movies, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. Shang-Chi was okay.
I need to watch I know we watched that one episode, the alternate universes. We watched one of those.
Oh yeah, we watched the what if Doctor Strange lost his heart? That was all of those, man. You definitely should watch those. There's only like 7 of them, maybe. It's not a lot. Like there's a what if that one, and then it's like one where it's like what if Ultron would have won, and just all it's the what if series is really good. Jonas Belilli says Eternals was amazing, right? I thought it was a good movie. I didn't quite understand all of the hate that it got. Like I just went into it expecting not to like it after everybody was just destroying it. Got through and was like, that was a pretty damn good movie. The acting was on point. It had the first sex scene ever that I can recall in a Marvel Disney movie. Yeah, thought it was pretty good. Angelina Jolie's always fun to watch. Morbius was pretty good. Hadn't seen that. Who didn't our buddy Steve just say Friday when he came over?
He said he watched it and said it was terrible. I've heard, yeah.
And then Michael Myers
says much good about it.
Bruh, Morbius was the best. Well, I've seen a lot of people online saying that it was actually pretty good. That the critics hated it, but the fans liked it. So it's really just, I guess,
all I know is the meme. It's Morbin time is all I know.
It's like if he doesn't say it's Morbin time at least once in that movie before turning into a vampire, what's the point? Yeah. But no, I don't know. But back to this episode. How did were there any parts that scared you, Matt?
No.
Were there any parts that scared your wife?
Yes, all of it.
I could see Ashley being a bit more freaked out by it than you were. So did it actually freak her out?
Yeah. Like it's okay. Like we only live like right next to a graveyard. I'll be fine, right?
Yeah, no kidding. Right in pretty much in Matt's backyard, there is
an old graveyard, an old graveyard.
Like a gated old graveyard right behind his house. And Matt, y'all have had no paranormal activity at your home, have you?
I like to attribute, like I get a lot of strange dreams, and like I've never had dreams this strange since living this close to a graveyard. So I'm wondering if ghosts are getting in my brain and just happening with my dreams at night. Otherwise, I mean, fine.
Do you want to know? And I'm not a big believer in the paranormal, but do you want to know something strange that I really can't explain?
What's that?
All right, like I understand when people have the same dreams because they might have been talking about, whatever. But so on my 30th birthday party, Caitlin and everybody threw me a surprise party on her uncle owns some property up 58. The area is called Omega. It's near Smiley's up on 58. And so her uncle owns quite a bit of land out there. It's got a little shooting range on it. It's got a big pond, and it's got like a house in the middle of it with a couple of bedrooms. So like after the party, me, her, and I think my buddy Cameron stayed the night there. And she and I both had the same dream that night. Like we both
Ooh,
saw.
that's weird.
It's very weird because in my dream I was seeing it was from the house to the road. There was just a long, it's fields and a dirt road coming in. And I kept seeing this guy in a black suit and a black hat, like not quite a top hat, but just a black rimmed hat, walking slowly down the driveway. Like that was the dream. Like, but he just walked and was just walking towards the house. And the next morning, like I didn't sleep very well that night. I was in and out, in and out. And the next morning I was telling her, I said, I had a really weird dream last night. And she's like, I did too. There was like this guy in black walking to the house. And that was like it. And I'm like, holy
Wasn't a
shit.
dream.
That's the exact same dream that I had. I mean, maybe like we both were just sleepy and looked out the window and saw the same thing. Maybe there was some guy walking up the road. Hell, it could have been somebody from the party that just didn't leave, or like coming back. Sorry, forgot my hat.
Oh, you good, man?
I left my cooler. But that's a true story. When the main show is over, would you do a character tier list? Yes, but what would be the criteria of that? I love lists. I'm a list person, but what it would be the criteria of that? Just like best characters, and if they are the best, are we basing them?
Like, have you seen the tier list, like the S tier, A, B, C, D?
I've seen it, but I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what it means.
Like S being like this is like the holy grail, like this is the best of the best. A is like, okay, like they're damn good, they're solid. B is like, okay, it's passable. C is like, give or take. D, yeah, no way. And F's like, yeah, they're just complete utter garbage.
Well, I think we know in the S category you would have Rick, Michonne, and probably.
Would you put Negan up there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would definitely put Negan up there. I mean, I'm sure Jeffrey Dean Morgan's back hurts from carrying that show. Not that I don't.
Yeah, we can get a character roster, and then like you can actually do. I'm sure we could probably figure out a way to show it like live on screen, like where you put them each character into their respective tier.
Yeah, we could do that. I'd be down for that. Yeah. So once the show ends, we'll do a character tier list. The Walking Dead is in 2 weeks. What do y'all want to happen when The Walking Dead ends? Different from the comics.
You guys know what I think. How I want Walking Dead, and I want it to be Negan and Maggie's wedding, and Rick comes back
to be the best man, just like Steve Carell does in The Office.
Yep, that's how I want it to end.
Rick's like, that's what she said. It's like all my children grew up and married each other.
That's exactly what I want to happen.
What I would like is for them to go back to, I guess, season 8 when Carl died and just nerf everything from that point, like just retcon it all.
Yeah.
Carl doesn't die. Andrew Lincoln doesn't leave the show. But no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't understand all the spinoffs. Like, if you've got Norman Reedus and they did have Melissa McBride that plays Carol. Now she's out, but you got some of the biggest hitters like Daryl, Rick, Michonne, and Negan and Maggie still wanting to do a show. Like, why are we? I know it's probably for money, just because the more different shows you have, the more ad dollars you can get. But what I would really like is for all those to converge into like another continuation series, or just let it die. Like it was, I hate to say that too, because I mean, that's the whole point of this channel. And once The Walking Dead's completely over, I don't know what the we're going to do. But, also too, I hate to see them just stretch it out for the sake of stretching it out with no substance.
Yeah. Like when, like before we went live, it's like, man, like what the F are we going to talk about tonight?
Thank goodness.
There's no substance.
Thank goodness that people actually listen to this and provide us questions and things to talk about, or else this thing would have already ended.
Yeah, we'd have been done. Let's see, was it 30 minutes? And we would have been done 30 minutes ago.
Oh yeah. In your opinion, which character do you think Maggie hates the most, Negan or the governor? Probably. Oh, I don't know, man, because Negan took away her lover. The governor took away her dad.
I would say governor. I'm gonna say governor.
I could say, well, I think between the two, at least I think she would, at least she's seen, even if she don't want to admit it, some redemption in Negan. I mean, the governor
That's
never
why,
saved
yeah.
Maggie. Negan saved Maggie, with the whole Reapers thing, which kind of, I mean, Negan was awesome in that, but like, you don't get to step around a corner with that badass entrance holding like that bat or that whatever he was holding, that crowbar, whatever he had in his hand when they step out to fight that Reaper, and then all three of them get their ass kicked by him. Like Negan should have walked out with that real slow and just come up behind him and bow.
Whap.
Which, I mean, Negan did take like that little whatever he had his hand in and knock him the F out. So I mean that was pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna be with Matt on this one. I'd probably say the governor just
Governor's
because.
just cruel. Negan at least had a set of rules that he followed.
Yeah. I mean, the governor just straight up chopped her dad's head off in front of everyone.
For
I mean,
no
which
real reason other than as a power play.
Negan did bash her husband's brains in, but and the difference between the two, you can whatever. At least Negan had some solid motivation behind what he was doing. Like, am I saying Negan wasn't an asshole? No, but think about it from Negan's perspective. This group, which Negan was a bad guy, but this group that you don't even know, you ain't even effed with, rolls into one of your camps and kills all your people, then kills more of your people. I mean, he was setting an example. He was doing it to let them know that, like, whatever.
We're done
Whereas the
effing
governor was
around,
just
yeah.
like, I'm pretending to want your prison to protect a little girl. In reality, I just want revenge. And then, like, the governor's whole beef with them was just like, I don't know. So, yeah, I think she would probably really hate the governor. You killed my pappy.
Not my pappy.
Let's see. Another question or two, and then we will wrap. Any character death predictions for the final episodes? Probably not, because everybody has a spinoff show. The next thing you know, they'll announce like a Magna Yumiko Eugene spinoff show.
I'm ready for that one, yeah.
No major deaths unless
Keeping it lean with Eugene.
I've said it. I've said it before, unless they're following the comics, and some of these spinoff shows are just absolute misleading, and then they're going to kill off important characters. I don't know, but I don't think Eugene's going to die. Maybe Father Gabriel will die. If I have to make predictions, Father Gabriel. I really feel like Rosita might die, which sucks for her son. He already had his real daddy die, and then he, so I don't know. But yeah, not Eugene. I hope King Ezekiel doesn't die. I mean, I hope they haven't saved him from his cancer just to kill him another way. Any other death predictions?
He might get a spinoff too.
I'd watch that. I really like Kari Payton that plays Ezekiel. He seems like a cool dude. I think Gabriel's finally going to have his comic death. Yeah, but it won't involve Beta. So, I mean, like, yeah, he may have it very similarly, but it just won't be as sweet without, Beta stabbing him and saying, I release you. Have you ever been in any conventions or met any actors? No, I have not actually. I've met actors, but I've never met Walking Dead actors.
This was probably a year ago. There was a car out in the ER parking lot at the hospital that had she had the hood of her car signed by every Walking Dead actor.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure I sent you the picture, or I snapped it to you.
Dude, too bad it
I
wasn't
actually met her.
Or a Hyundai Tucson.
She had all these Walking Dead tattoos and stuff on her. I'm like, is that Walking Dead car out in the parking lot yours? She's like, oh yeah.
That's dedication.
Oh, she was a hardcore fan.
I think Matt can back it up though. Like, when do I ever have time to go to a convention?
You don't.
I mean, like, I would love to, man. I really would. And JP and I had thought about it years back, but it just never lines up.
You got too many responsibilities now.
Let's see. Jonas Billy says, I've got to see the walls of Alexandria and Alexandria community in Georgia. Pretty dope. That is dope. I would love to see. I would like to go to Woodbury. That's something I want to do at some point, Matt. I think we should take a road trip. You can go to the town of Woodbury, and they have like some Walking Dead themed shops there, like coffee shops and stuff there.
How far is that from us?
No, it's somewhere in Georgia. So anywhere from 8 to 14 hours away. Matt's like, we're just gonna fly. Which flying from here to Georgia would be like, please fasten your seatbelts, blah blah blah. All right, this is
As soon as you get to cruising altitude, as soon as you hit cruising, you're already in the descent.
It's just like one steady flow. It's like, please fasten your seatbelts. We've hit cruising altitude. Now descending.
All right, we're landed.
Holy shit. But no, I also really want to go to what is that place called? It's not called Centralia. Is it? The place that Silent Hill is based on. I guess it is called Centralia, where it was like the mining community where like it caught on fire and it's still burning to this day. It's the town that inspired Silent Hill. Oh yeah, I went to Woodbury too. It's pretty cool to reminisce. Yeah, I like on Facebook where people will do like they go to the locations where the show was filmed and they'll hold up pictures like of like a scene in that location where it lines up with the
with the scene. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. No, I'd love to, and maybe after this I can take some time off and we could, maybe that would be a fun way to wrap up the channel, like do a little tour of Walking Dead shooting locations, because the good news is most of them are all right there around each other, so it's not like you have to travel to many different states to go to Georgia. But yeah,
God bless the Georgians.
They've been the shooting location for many great films, even though it was based on Franklin County, which is like 45 minutes from us, maybe an hour. Lawless was filmed in Georgia, which I don't understand. Why not just film in Franklin County? It's like right there. But they do a lot of filming. Aren't they still selling homes in Alexandria? Well, with the housing market the way it is right now, my God. I mean, hell, the sign in the show, when they first get towards Alexandria, the sign says like homes starting at $750,000.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! Unless the actors themselves bought the homes, I don't know what it's like. You'd have to be a rich Walking Dead mega fan to live there. What would your mortgage be on a $750,000 house?
I pay about $700 a month, and this house is only about $120.
Man, yeah. So I don't know, but I think that's going to wrap this podcast up, because honestly, there's just not as Dave. It wasn't for you, awesome listeners, it wouldn't have as much to talk.
I was gonna say there was one thing I was gonna say too, like just talking about like things like that. Like I would just be more annoyed than I would scared. Like those little tiny metal things crawling. Like this is annoying. Like what are they gonna do to me?
They can't kill me, but this is mildly annoying.
Can you guys stop?
Stop. Go away. It'd be like getting attacked by like a bunch of, like ants or something. Just
your Monopoly pieces come alive and start attacking you.
Just stop. But alas, I think that is going to wrap it up for this. I guess there is no podcast next week because The Walking Dead comes back in 2 weeks. So I guess we have next Sunday off, and I will finally get some sleep.
Recap. This was fun. There were some fun moments, but otherwise it was just something to do.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it by any means. I just didn't. But I mean, Tales of the Walking Dead, with all that said, I still will say kudos for at least giving us something to hold us over. So, I'm glad they did that.
Always good trying something new.
Absolutely. Let's rate the episode, Matt, from 1 to 5. What are you going to rate it as? Hey, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give it a 3. Some of the horror scenes were... So the horror scenes were done pretty well. I'll give it a 3, just to be different. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Please make sure to subscribe. I don't think I have our affiliate link in the comments. I need to start including that on these. But go to moviepalette.com and check out some of the cool artwork. They support the channel, and you'll be supporting us by using the promo code podcast15. You can get 15% off. Go check it out. I'm Justin.
Matt and Dubs. We'll see you guys at the premiere.
And we'll see you for the premiere. Adios.